So today's message is source consciousness, and really how to make the connection between the physical and the non-physical. More likely how to make the connection between your ego and your higher self. Now, I believe that we're all energetic beings. Okay, we're all energetic beings. We're all spiritual beings having a human experience. And in my journey, I had moments where I was connected to a deeper source. And I'm still having moments where I'm connected to love, harmony, and higher consciousness. And what I'm realizing is the fact that everybody has the power to connect to source. And really, source is love. Source is creativity. Source is evolution and higher consciousness. So realize that you make the connection to source consciousness the more that you are stepping from the head into the heart. Okay, so the intuition always speaks to you. And you have to learn to step from the head into the heart. And you do this by moving into your own body. You do this by letting go of what is no longer serving you. You do this by connecting to your higher self. You do this by respecting your choices, okay? So realize that in a way you are always connected to source, even when you feel disconnected. And really a low vibration can transform itself the moment that you actually accept it. So if you want to connect to source, if you want to connect to higher consciousness, you gotta really learn to transform your own feelings and your own consciousness. And you do this with acceptance. You do this by letting go. You do this by really opening your heart to the vibe of love. Now, source is the consciousness of the universe. Okay, source is the consciousness of the universe. Source is the movement of things that are happening into your own life. And the more that you are connected to source is the more that you are connected to love. The more that you are connected to source is the more that you are connected to evolution. So if you want to connect to source, realize that you gotta step into the things that are really evolving your own consciousness. Okay, so I'm seeing in my own journey that this is actually something that is not easy to be done, to evolve at a harmonious level. But you have the power to do it. And you do it by stepping into your heart space. You do this by taking full responsibility for what is happening within yourself. You do this with forgiveness. Forgiveness is such a powerful tool for raising the vibration. You do this by really connecting to the universe. And really the universe always speaks to you. And in essence, nothing is being separated. So in essence, you're actually the universe itself, experiencing itself through a human being, through human consciousness. So realize that if you want to connect to the universe, if you want to speak to source, you gotta learn to increase your own state of consciousness. And you do this by getting curious of life. You do this by meditation. You do this by really doing the things that make your heart smile. And really your higher self is love. Okay, your higher self is free will. And the more that you are focusing on the small things, the more that you are finding little ways to really be excited about life, is the more that you are actually being connected to source. So source is about the movement of things into your own life. And really you attract into your own life whatever you are a vibrational match to. And what I'm realizing is the fact that we always attract what our energy is. Okay, so we always attract what our energy is. We always attract what our consciousness is all about. So realize that in essence you may not get what you want, but you are actually getting what you are a vibrational match to. Okay, you are getting what your consciousness is all about. And really, if you want to connect to source, you gotta begin to let go. You gotta begin to let go of the resentment. You gotta begin to forgive. You gotta begin to let go of stuck emotional and mental patterns. Okay, you gotta begin to operate from purity and higher consciousness. Okay, So realize that you have to enter the flow state. That is how to connect to source energy and source consciousness. The flow state is about the Wu Wei principle. And realize that deep down into your own nature, you're actually effortless. Okay, the universe is effortless. Human consciousness is effortless. But sometimes we block it with negative belief systems. Sometimes we block it with being too static or stagnant. Sometimes we block it by not following our hearts, okay? So realize that inside of yourself and inside the universe, there is always a flow of consciousness. There is always a movement of energy. And you have to learn to step into the flow state. You have to learn to step into that effortless nature of yours. So realize that if you want to connect to source, the process is not necessarily hard, but it takes you operating from purity, because source is purity. It takes you operating from love, because source is love, okay? So realize that in essence, you are actually this source. You are your own higher self. You are the consciousness of the spirit that is in everything in this universe, okay? So realize that if you are connected to source, you realize that things that had happened to you were actually not against you, because source is intelligent and source always gives you things that you need to experience for your own best evolution, okay? So realize that you have the power to transform your experiences the moment that you actually accept them, and you are stepping into source consciousness the moment that you actually accept yourself. So realize that the moment that you accept yourself, you are releasing the blockage, you are releasing the resistance, you are releasing the low vibration, and really you are stepping into the harmony of life. You are stepping into the harmony of the universe. You are stepping into higher consciousness. And we live in amazing times where more and more people are connected to source. More and more people are connected to the vibe of love, of creativity and peace. But at the same time, we still have things that are wounding us. And what I'd like to remind you guys is the fact that you don't have to expect yourself to be perfect. Okay, you don't have to expect yourself to be perfect. You need to accept everything about yourself. And healing happens with the shadow work, okay? And healing may not be instant. So it may take time for you to heal. It may take time for you to step into source consciousness and source energy, okay? So realize that you have to be patient with yourself. Okay, you have to take the small steps. And my suggestion is go ahead and accept also a negative feeling. Because when a negative feeling is not being resisted anymore, it's like you release the blockage and strengthen your cellular system. It's like you strengthen your DNA blueprint, okay? So realize that within yourself you have every single tool that you need, but so many of us, we are not accepting ourselves. So many of us are not being in alignment with who they really are, and therefore we are not being connected to source, okay? And remember, you don't have to always expect yourself to always be perfect. You don't have to expect yourself to always be connected to vibrational alignment. Sometimes you need to let yourself be disconnected. Sometimes you need to let yourself be sad and depressed, because negativity is also part of the journey. Okay, so in chaos there is great order. So when you're feeling depressed, allow yourself to be depressed. When you're feeling low, when you are feeling in a low vibration, accept it, and you will see it dissolve into harmony. So I believe that if we want to connect to source, it's all about acceptance. It's all about stepping into your heart space, okay? So accept yourself 100%. That is how to connect to source consciousness. That is how to make the connection between the physical 3D into the non-physical 5D, okay? And realize that you have so much potential. You have so much potential. You have so much positive energy that wants to be expressed into the world. But at the same time, you also need to learn to accept your own shadow and work on yourself and really get to rise from the ashes, you know, like the phoenix. So realize that source is in a way always giving you the synchronicity. Source is always giving you the tools and the guidance, and you have to be receptive, and you also need to be vulnerable sometimes. Okay, you don't have to expect yourself to be perfect, and you need to learn to make the connection with your guidance. Okay, and what I've seen in my own journey was the fact that source was always guiding me, and I needed to respect my own intuition, because source is happening through your intuition, source is happening through your heart space, source is happening through the vibe of love, creativity, and higher consciousness. And you need to respect the flow of life. You need to be in alignment with life. You need to let go of what is no longer serving you. And if you feel like you cannot do this, repeat yourself the affirmations of self-love and acceptance. Because sometimes when you feel low, you need to also accept the fact that you are feeling low. Sometimes when you are feeling depressed, you need to accept your own depression. Okay, so realize that if you accept yourself at a harmonious level, the universe will actually respond to you. Other people will actually respond to you, and you will learn to be in alignment with synchronicity. You will learn to be in alignment with higher consciousness and higher vibrations. Okay, so I'm seeing the source as intelligence. Okay, I'm seeing source as intelligence. I'm seeing source as the movement that makes no mistake. I'm seeing source as interconnectivity. Okay, so interconnectivity, everything is actually interconnected in this universe, and nothing would ever happen without the universe's permission. Nothing would ever happen without the universe's permission. So realize that within yourself, you're actually connected to everything in existence. Within your own state of consciousness, you hold the whole universe. And realize that mistakes are okay to be made. And when you accept a mistake, you realize that it wasn't a mistake, but more likely it was a lesson. So I believe that there are no mistakes. There are only lessons to be learned. And again, the universe doesn't play by accident. Nothing is happening without the universe's permission. And again, everything is actually interconnected. And the more that you are stepping into this intelligence, it's like you awaken your potential. The more that you are stepping into this intelligence, it's like you are opening and awakening your DNA structure into a harmonious way of living. Okay, so do what nature does. This is how to connect to source. Do what nature does. Nature flows in a harmonious way. Nature flows in a harmonious way. And the more that you are flowing with life in a harmonious way, is the more that you are actually being connected to source and higher consciousness. At the same time, also give yourself the freedom to relax, okay? Because when you relax and when you are having fun in the process, the universe actually moves fast and does magic for you. So step into your effortless nature. Okay, I believe that we're effortless beings. We're natural beings, okay? And we have the power to transform everything into our own lives. But it takes moving from the head into the intuition. So I believe that the mental field is just a tool. We don't have to let ourselves be controlled by our thoughts. The mind is a powerful servant, but a dangerous master. So master your own mind by stepping from the head into the intuition, and use your own mind in a harmonious way. Okay, so guys, thanks so much for watching, and this was today's message about connecting to source consciousness. Realize that you are this source, you are this intelligence, you are this high vibrational energy that has the power to change everything into your own life. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're into my YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, that is appreciated. And if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level and really get to learn more about how your consciousness works, learn more about your soul purpose and your soul mission, and activating your DNA structure, feel free to send me a message at my email address in the description below. I love you so much, guys, much peace, and see you on what is coming up next. Bye bye.